Okay, we're on. Let's start the meeting.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Namaste from India and from the Gyan Pathshala. Ladies and gentlemen, and our audience, boys and girls who are here to listen, to learn, and to educate themselves. I am Dr. Meenakshi Anantram. I am the Vice Chairman of the Rohit Memorial Trust. And this is our first global interaction on the Gyan Radio, Gyan Pathshala. It's a live global school, and we learn across the nations. We have children from different parts of the world joining us today, and it's a wonderful, great opportunity for us to build little bridges of friendship. And what better topic than the United Nations Day can bind us as human beings in the comity of nations? 24th of October every year is celebrated as the United Nations Day. It celebrates the 1945 treaty to the world peace and the conglomerate of the world. Many years later, we still grapple and struggle with so many problems, and our children today will lead us on to a bright new world. We have many speakers from our mentees. For all those who are tuned in for the first time to Gyan Radio, Rohit Memorial Trust mentors 25 little children, and some of them are excellent speakers. We've been very fortunate to pick up these beautiful pearls and bring them and string them together in this knowledge and wisdom of a classroom. We do this often, and we get our children to listen to great speakers too. What motivates us is the fact that we know that our time is gone, but our children will live on and take our story ahead to a bright new world. Our host for this morning is all of 10 years old. She's a student mentor. She is Kashika Rajanala, also known as RJ Princey. She studies in the 5th grade of Ralabala International School, Vishakhapatnam, from south of India. She excels in all her subjects, she's a class topper, and she has won many medals in talent exams like Olympiads for maths, art, drawing, and music are her passion. She loves to explore places and food. She enjoys learning and has a very keen sense of observation and a very good memory. She's participated in many activities of our trust, and she has been chosen this year as our RJ for the radio programs. Without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, I put you on to the Gyan Radio on the United Nations Day. Over to RJ Princey.
Hello everyone. We have gathered here today to talk about United Nations Day, celebrated on October 4th every year. So let us begin. Firstly, I welcome Harika and Kalyani to talk about UN and its main organs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I'm Arika from RMT.
I'm Kalyani from RMT.
Today we are here to give you an overview of the UN. The United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945, currently made up of 193 member states. The UN and its work are guided by the purpose and principles contained by its founder charter. The theme for this year is Rebuilding Trust and Reigniting Global Solidarity. There are 6 major organs of the UN. They are General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, Secretariat. The United Nations Security Council is most powerful organ of the United Nations. It is charged with maintaining peace and security between nations. The Charter describes the Secretary General as the Chief Administrative Officer of the organization, who shall act in that capacity and perform such other functions as entrusted by the Security Council, General Assembly, Economic and Social Council, and other United Nations organs.
Antonio Guterres is the present Secretary General of the United Nations. The United Nations is headquartered in the Midtown Manhattan neighborhood of New York City, United States. The complex has served as the official headquarters of the UN since its completion in 1951. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harika. Now, let us welcome young Randeep Sakshmi, who is just 3.5 years old preschooler. She loves to go to school, does not like Sundays or rainy weather, which prevents her from going to school. Sakshini loves to sing and is a budding storyteller. She has already lived in 4 places and can make friends readily. So, our Sakshini is here to speak about India.
Say hello.
Hello everyone, my name is Randi Sakshini. I study in my school every day.
What is the name of the
So
school?
when I was a baby, I used to do something naughty. One time.
Yes, Sakshini, darling, speak on. What do you know about your country, India, Sakshini? Okay, RJ, let's go to the next speaker. We'll give Sakshini some more time and she will get back. Okay, dear?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, Sakshini, for that wonderful things you spoke. Now I call in Tabu and JD, who will speak about United Nations General Assembly and its functions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I am Tabu, Rohit Supergirl. Today, I am going to speak about the topic the UN General Assembly. The UN General Assembly was established in 1945 under the Charter of the United Nations. The Assembly consists of all the UN members and they all discuss together matters related to the and power or function of any organ provided for in the Charter. It may make recommendations for the UN members or Security Council or both on one question matters except disputes or situations in respect of which Security Council is currently exercising its functions. The General Assembly's decisions are generally made by consensus. Decisions on important matters are made by UN members present and voting. These questions are listed in Article 18. Each country has one vote. Members of the members may be suspended in some circumstances. Members of the areas of payment may lose their right to vote. Now over to Jaydeep.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. The General Assembly receives and considers the
Yes, Jaydeep, go on, dear. We didn't hear you properly. What were you saying, dear?
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. My name is Jaydeep. The General Assembly receives and considers the reports of the other organ of UN. It elects the 10 non-permanent members of the Security Council and the 54 members of the Economic Council and Social Council, together with the Security Council voting independently. It elects the members of the International Courts of Justice. On the recommendation of the Security Council, it appoints the Secretary General. On the General Assembly considers and approves the regular budgets of UN and approves the expense among the members. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tabu and JD, for your speech. Now, let us call Umar Janardhan, who will speak about UN Security Council and its functions. Also, a brief on why India is not a permanent member of the Security Council.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Uma Maheshwari, the Rohit Super. Today I am going to tell about the Security Council. The Security Council of UN was founded on 24th October 1945. The Security Council is one of the six main organs of the United Nations established under the UN Charter. Under Article 24 of the UN Charter, the members of the UN conferred on the Security Council primary responsibility for the maintenance of international peace and security. The functions of Council fall mainly under two headings: Pacific settlement of disputes, action with respect to threats to the peace, breaches of the peace, and acts of aggression. The Security Council consists of 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. 5 of the non-permanent members are elected each year by the General Assembly for a term of 2 years. Term for each non-permanent member ends on 31st December on the year indicated in the membership list. Countries that have not served on the Security Council are not listed. The Security Council consists of 15 members. Security Council has 5 permanent members. They are China, France, Russia, the United Kingdoms, and the United States. These were the great powers, were the victories of the World War II. The UN Charter includes establishing peacekeeping operation, enacting international sanctions, and authorizing military actions. The UNSC is the only UN body with authority to issue binding resolutions of members on states. The Security Council was created after World War II to address the failing of League of Nations in maintaining world peace. India is the most obvious and least controversial option for a seat at the UNSC. But still, it doesn't seem that it's going to get a seat anytime soon. UNSC is also one of the slowest moving international bodies in the world. It is conservative and reluctant to make changes. There are 3 big reasons why India hasn't yet to got a permanent seat at the UNSC. First, resistance from China. India's relationship with China has been strained after the recent Doklam standoff and recent cross-border tensions in Ladakh. China also has been actively supporting Pakistan on the Kashmir issue. Also, India supports Japan's bid for UNSC seat, which China opposes. Therefore, China will not support India as long as India supports Japan. Second one, US. Of late, the official American policy has been to oppose India's permanent membership at the Security Council because India is not a signatory of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty and possesses nuclear weapons. And it is pretty evident that India will not find support from US for a seat at the Council. Third one, the structure of the Security Council. For India or any other country to get a permanent seat at UNSC, amendments will have to be made in the UN Charter, which requires two-thirds vote of general members and the support of 5 permanent members. This would be difficult at first because the present 5 permanent countries wouldn't want to disturb the balance of power by including India and other country as a permanent members. It will also open the floodgates and legitimize the bids of the other countries like Japan, Germany, Brazil, Ukraine. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
RJ, before you say another thing, can I request everybody to mute their mics? Only speakers. A very warm welcome to Shakuntala Garu from New Jersey. Welcome, ma'am. Kindly mute your mics, friends, so that the outside voices don't come in. Excellent going. And Sakshini will prepare for her speech. Towards the end, we will have little Sakshini talking little more. Okay, ma? Let's continue.
Sakshini, you're ready? You want to speak now? Should put in a request to speak.
Hello everyone, my name is Grandi Sakshani. I study Little Angels in New Delhi in Palambag. United Nations is a very big organization. When the countries were fighting, they lost their minds. And they didn't know what to do. Okay? I have one secret to share. A tiny one. Whenever I feel angry or upset or mad or sad or cranky, I used to smell the I used to throw books on my glue stick, on my toys, or anything I used to throw. But I got something. But my mommy taught me to do something. She taught me to smell the flowers and blow the candles. Do like this? No, I'm telling like this. Do like this. Smell the flowers and blow the candles. So you can do that. So that makes me feel better and fine. And all the children around the world, United Nations protects them from all the Britishers? No. All the bad things. Yeah. I know that. And India is the very biggest country and strong and greatest. And is going to help all the kids from the earth. Be healthy, safe, and happy. Thank you, everyone. I hope you use my secret to calm down. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sakshini. That was very nicely spoken. Now, let us invite Divya to talk about United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, and its role.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Divya. I'm here to speak about UNESCO. The General Conference of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization adopted the World Heritage Convention in 1972 to ensure the identification, protection, conservation, presentation, and transmission of natural cultural heritage of outstanding value. UNESCO was established in 1976. The committee is an intergovernmental body that is responsible for the implementation of World Heritage Convention. The World Heritage Center is the Secretariat of World Heritage Convention. It was established in 1992 to assist the World Heritage Committee and to collaborate with state parties and advisory bodies. UNESCO's programs are divided into 5 major sectors: education, general sciences, social, and human sciences, culture, and communications and information. UNESCO's educational sector promotes education as a way of encouraging economic and social development around the world. The General Assembly, parties to the convention, meets every 2 years immediately after ordinary sessions of UNESCO's General Conference to elect committee members, examine the accounts of the World Heritage Fund, and decide on major policy issues. The 24th session is scheduled to take place in November 2023 in Paris. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya. Now we call Deepika, who will talk about United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, and its role.
Good evening. I'm to help children and
Deepika, I think there is a Wi-Fi issue in your house. Please go closer to wherever the router is. We cannot hear you very clearly, dear. And Janavi, you're turned upside down. Please kindly come back again. I think we should go to the next speaker and come back again to this speaker. I think they have a problem with the internet in their area. Children, please bear up with our children. Some of them live in areas where the internet is not very strong. Please forgive us, but come back again when their net is a little stronger. Carry on, RJ.
She's back. Deepika's back.
Yes, ma'am.
Deepika is back. Okay, go on, ma. Go on. Yes, Deepika, you may proceed.
Good evening. I'm Deepika. Today my topic is about UNICEF. UNICEF was created to help and support children in critical circumstances. Let's take a look at its story. The United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund was established by the United Nations in 1946 to provide food, clothing, and healthcare to children in Europe after the Second World War. In 1953, UNICEF became a permanent part of the United Nations, while its name has been shortened to United Nations Children's Fund. It is still called UNICEF. The United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund is a global organization working to ensure all the rights of the child. It aims to solve the problems related to children such as poverty, education, violence, illness, and discrimination. In addition, it is also working to spread the rights of the child in many countries to ensure that every child can live a normal life like any other person. It has the power to ensure that all governments act on all issues related to children. UNICEF believes that their work can give all children the best possible start so they have a future. Some countries in the world will still have bad culture that prevents girls from going to school. In case, UNICEF plays very important role that helps promote girls' education, that they can at least finish their primary school. It also aims to protect children against diseases so that they can enjoy lives longer. In addition, UNICEF is working to prevent children from controlling HIV and AIDS. In doing so, children and their families can live happily. In addition, it keeps children living in such an environment in a very manner that they will not suffer violence, abuse, and exploitation. Last but not least, UNICEF works to ensure that there is no discrimination against women and girls. There will be gender balance in every work, society, and in schools. In summary,
UNICEF ensures that all young people can live a dignified life and they avoid any form of exploitation. Thank you.
Now we got to know about UNICEF thanks to you, Deepika. Now let me call in Sumalata, who will talk about United Nations Development Program and its role.
Good evening to everyone. I am Simulata. Today I am here to speak about UN Development Program. UNDP leads the UN's Global Development Network with activities in over 170 countries and territories. It works throughout the world helping the countries to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. UNDP's mandate to work with countries to reduce poverty, promote democratic governance, prevent and recover from crisis, protect the environment, and combat climate change. It seeks to ensure that countries have access to resources and knowledge to meet the Sustainable Development Goals. UNDP's flagship publication is the Human Development Report, which focuses on key development issues and provides measurement tools, innovative analysis, and policy proposals. UNDP administrates special funds and programs, including UN Voluntaries and the UN Capital Development Fund. The UNDP administration is also the vice chair of the UN Sustainable Development Group, which unites the funds, programs, specialized agencies, departments, and offices of the UN system that play a major role in development. UNDP is funded entirely from voluntary contributions by a range of partners, including UN member states, multilateral, and philanthropic organizations. These contributions are provided as either regular budget resources or resources earmarked by contributors. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumalata. Now let me invite Tarun, who will talk about the UN Peacekeeping Force and its role.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tarun. Today I am going to tell you all about the UN Peacekeeping Force. The UN Peacekeeping Force helps countries navigate the difficult path from conflict to peace. They have unique strengths, including legitimacy, burden sharing, and an ability to deploy troops and police from around the world, integrating them with civilian peacekeepers to address a range of mandates set by the UN Security Council and General Assembly. 71 UN peacekeeping operations have been deployed since 1948. There are 12 current peacekeeping operations in progress now. As of 20th February 2023, there were 74,907 uniformed personnel, troops, experts, police, and staff officers, along with 1,264 UN volunteers and 11,996 international and local civilian personnel serving in peacekeeping operations. There have been more than 4,100 fatalities in all UN peace operations since 1948, in which more than 1,500 have occurred in current operations. The budget for UN peacekeeping operations for the year 1 July 2022 to 30 June 2023 was about $6.4 billion. Two operations: the UN Truce Supervision Organization (UNTSO) and the UN Military Observer Group in India and Pakistan (UNMOGIP) are funded from the UN regular budget, while the other 10 peacekeeping missions are financed from their own separate accounts on the basis of legally binding assessments on all states. The mandates of most operations are renewed periodically or are subjected to reviews. Figures for operational strength: which may include military, police, and civilian personnel, vary from month to month because of the rotation of contingents and personnel. More information is available on the website. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarun. Now, let us welcome our special guest, 10 years old, Nirav Murthy, from California, United States. He goes to school at Altamont Elementary and is in the fourth grade. He loves reading books, novels, and enjoys his time playing team sports, including baseball, basketball, and American football. Let us hear from Nirav, who has to say something.
Good morning. While it is morning for us in America, it is probably evening for you, so I should rather say good evening. While I would love to talk with you about the detailed chronological events that resulted in America, I do realize that would take far too much time, which we do not have today. Instead, I will focus on what makes America the great land that it is. As recited in our national anthem, the phrase, the land of the free and home of the brave, it speaks to the creation of this great nation. See, while the British were continuing to expand their empire in the 18th century, the people of the colonies that would make up America had other thoughts in mind. Thoughts of freedom and bravery, which they achieved by fighting the British and on 4th of July 1776 gained independence. Since then, America has had its share of ups and downs, right from dealing with its internal differences through a bloody civil war to taking the side of the Allies and being victorious in the First and Second World Wars. America has gone through vast changes, giving it and its people more confidence and has made it the most powerful country in the world. This confidence has helped make the American people more self-reliant, resulting in a severe appetite for creativity and innovation. From Edison's light bulb exploration of the moon and space to the many innovations resulting in advancements in modern technology such as the iPhone and the fully autonomous automotive vehicles like Tesla, Americans have continued to find ways to bring more and more innovations to the world. I will end with this simple thought. America is the land of opportunity where anyone who has the will and drive has the opportunity to achieve their dreams. I hope to do the same and someday achieve something great. I wish the same for each of my peers on this call and hope you get the opportunity to come and experience America someday. Thank you for listening to my speech about America.
Thank you, Nirav. That was wonderful. This session ends, but I am sure some of us will be having questions on today's session. So now, let us start with the Q&A for Sakshini and Nirav.
May I have one word, please? RJ, I need your permission.
Ma'am, go on.
It's really a proud moment for me. This is our first global interaction, and we've had this young leader from California speaking to us so beautifully, and a young leader from New Delhi, the capital of our country, India. Neerav, I want to ask you a question, and if you may choose to answer it. What do you think is the role of children in bringing peace to the world, and in what way will a child make a difference to the united part of United Nations?
Well, you see, a child can always help the world in any way. such as helping the earth in picking up trash, to making a wonderful new innovation like maybe a small little model or car, or maybe even a new flying machine, or for the world to enjoy.
Thank you very much. It's a beautiful answer, dear. Go on for the next question. Does anybody have a question?
Ma'am, me. So I have this a small question for Sakshini. Here it says that you are an amazing storyteller, you are great in singing, you are like, enthusiastic to make friends. So why don't you just like come and collide with us, like sing a song or tell a story to us? Will you?
You want to tell a story?
Sakshini, would you like to tell us your favorite story now? We will give you just 1 minute.
My story, Mommy, my favorite story is Durga Mata.
Okay, you can tell them Durga Ma story.
Once upon a time, there was a demon. His name was Mahishasura. Mahishasura prayed to Lord Indra and Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma. He prayed to them many years. So, Brahma said Tadhastu. Then there was no man to kill Mahishasura. He was strong. Then Vishnu and Shiva said.
What did they say?
They said, Mahishasura got a boon. Then they all made their powers into the goal of a form. Her name was Durga and she had many big hands. Her hands were empty. So each weapon came to her hands and her Vahan was a lion. The lion was running to Mahishasura. Then Durga said, "Hey, Mahishas." Then Mahishasura saw a beautiful girl. He wanted to marry her, but she was a strong girl. She was a warrior. So Durga said, "Hey, you demon Asura, you want to marry me? Come." He came running. Then Durga dashed him. Then he fell down again. He ran again. She threw all her weapons. Then he was dead. She picked up all her weapons. Then she sat on her lion and she spat out all the kids down below.
She gave us
blessings so that we can feel very happy. Okay? Thank you.
Lovely, Sakshini. Just like that, today we have so many bad things that are causing wars in the country, and United Nations will be powerful with so many hands. The United Nations is going to fight and get the world peace, isn't it? It's just like Durga's story. Thank you so much, Sakshini, for sharing with us. I think if there is anybody in the audience that would like to question any of these beautiful people here, these lovely little children, otherwise we can conclude the session. But before we conclude, RJ, I would like to congratulate you all on your first international experience. As you can see, there is a class difference between different countries and the exposure that our little children have. You have heard Nirav and the confidence with which a 10-year-old boy has spoken to us. These are the qualities that all of us have to imbibe. And as we move on in life, as we grow into good citizens of the world, let us learn little good things. And we hope to see that all these wonderful children come back to us and tell us stories of how to improve the world, make it a better place, make it a planet that we will be always proud about. RJ, you may now go to the closing session, and we thank all those who are here for listening to us.
Thank you all for being here today and taking time to listen and know more about United Nations. We are very blessed to have you all here. This is our very first overseas session, and we are always thankful for that. This is the session. Have a very well day to the people who are starting their day or ending it. Thank you.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir. Captain, kindly speak. Captain GBR Murthy, please.
There is nothing to add on to that, but wanted to convey my heartfelt congratulations to the organizers and the team. The way you people are nurtured by Anantram Garu and Madam Meenakshi and all your teachers. It's wonderful. Nurturing by them is one thing, grasping and coming out openly is another thing. Each of you have talked about the UN, its organs, and about them, and very well. And the main company, if I'm the Princey, it's very nice. And it's lovely encouraging small kiddos, 3.5-year-old Sakshini and Nirav, getting everyone together is bravo. Bravo Zulu. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Shabakar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, a very good evening. I'm Anantram, Chairman of the Rohit Memorial Trust, and I would just like to share something with all of you who are here. You might be wondering where these speeches came from, that we might have given it to the children. I must tell you one thing, that every word was, every speech was written and prepared by the children. All that we gave them was the handbook, the UN handbook, the latest edition, and they have used the internet and the handbook and prepared their speeches. All that we did was give them a little bit of correction, very little, just to reiterate, the corrections were minimal. They've done a wonderful job in preparing it. We rehearsed it, I would say half rehearsed it only once, and the children have done everything. They've been practicing for the past few days, and they've all done a wonderful job. And I must tell you that it was a pleasure having all of you. You've all spoken so well. Sakshini, your innocence may it spread across the world. That's all I can say. And all of you, don't lose your innocence. Don't lose your right to speech. Just be careful when you speak, because the world is not a good place. They don't accept the truth. And it's wonderful to have you all here. Thank you so much for being with us.
Chairman, I recognize the presence of international poet and writer Debjani Chatterjee for the United Kingdom. Such a pleasure to have you, ma'am, with us. You're an inspiration to every child here. And sometime we would request you to come and speak to us about poetry, about literature, about the world, because Debjani is an inspiration in herself. Sir, this morning, this evening, this afternoon, we've had the audiences from 6-month-old Adrija to a 90-year-old grandfather here who's beaming with pride at the way the children have conducted themselves. And God bless every child, RJ Princey and your team. Thank you so much for bringing it on and bringing it on in such full force. Remember, there is only one truth in life. Children, I would like you to repeat. Knowledge is?
Power.
Knowledge is?
Power.
Knowledge is long, long live Gyan Radio. Many years ago. Many years ago.
Colonel
Yes.
Prasad would like to say, have a word. Yes, Colonel Prasad,
Yes.
would you like to? You raised your hand, Colonel Prasad. Colonel Prasad, I think maybe by mistake he's raised his hand. It's okay. Thank you so much. Yes, it's a free for all. We can continue to discuss and continue to talk. It's been wonderful. Yes, Colonel Prasad, would you like to have a word with us? Thank you for coming and joining us. Captain Murthy, Shakuntala Auntie, Dejani, such a pleasure to have you all with us. Neerav,
Nice to have members of the CII, Indian Women Network, are also with us. Women are looking at these children. I'm sure the international group that is here will have a story to tell about each child, but I'm impressed with Sakshini's storytelling. I think we should have a full session on storytelling. She's an expert in the Ramayana. She knows everything. Sometime Neerav and Sakshini will come back to us and give us more power. I think, sir, you should just summarize and conclude. We are into the last 5 minutes of this meeting. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Knowledge is power. Stay tuned.
I think Debjani is trying to speak, but she's on mute.
Yes.
Just to say, it's been such a happy and inspirational event to attend. Thank you so much to all the organizers and everyone who's contributed in every way. It's been wonderful. I look forward to more such events. And of course, it'll be an honor in the future for me to contribute, maybe with a story or something. An absolute honor. But I do want to say that the children have taught us so much. You are the future. Thank you
so much.
Children, whenever you have the time after this event, please Google the name Debjani Chatterjee, writer from United Kingdom. You will be proud to know who's listening to you. She is indeed one of the who's who in the world, a woman of great eminence. Thank you, Debjani, for being here.
Okay, if I have all your permission, anyone want to speak? Any other children, would you like to speak? You can speak. Anyone? Anyone of the guests? Anyone of the?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So after listening to Sakshini's story, just now I understood why she doesn't like Sundays. And she literally loves to go to school.
Yes. Neera, would you like to say something?
Neerav, how was your first experience talking to children across the borders?
It was great. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with everybody about America.
It's a pleasure to have you with us, Neera.
Yeah.
Looking forward to more knowledge sharing from everyone.
Well, children, any one of you can tell me what is the hottest topic for UNO today, as of now? About the Russia, Ukraine, Israel.
Yes, Neerav, go ahead.
Israel.
Yeah, children. You all must be knowing Princey, Harika.
I think Neerav wants to answer, sir.
Yes, please do.
Neerav. Yeah, okay, good.
Israel conflict.
Yes, that's an important one.
Yes, there are wars in the world, bad wars. Children are dying. People are losing their lives without any meaning. And the United Nations takes a bigger role, gets into leadership. It's time children stood up and told the United Nations the direction in which we can lead the world out of wars, isn't it? We have wars happening.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah, the morning newspaper had something very interesting. A resolution was proposed by Jordan on behalf of the Arab League and co-sponsored by near 40 other countries, which was passed on Friday with 120 votes in favor, 14 including the US and UK against, and 45 abstentions including India. And the resolution was titled "The Protection of Civilians and Upholding Legal and Humanitarian Obligations." And India abstained. There's one of the major countries that abstained from passing this resolution in the UN General Assembly because they said that this vote called for a humanitarian truce and ceasefire in Gaza, but it did not include explicit condemnation of the October 7th terror acts, which was the main trigger where many civilians, children, men and women, innocent people were killed. And this was one of the resolutions that India abstained from.
Mm.
And yeah. So
yes,
just
thanks for pointing that out, because I think it's important sometimes to know the reasons behind these things, because these are such important decisions being taken by countries, and at such an important, significant stage, such an important platform as the United Nations is. So every decision, I'm sure, has had a lot of thought behind it.
Yes. Okay, we will end with my one quiz question. We have one award or a winner gets a prize from me. So, sir, kindly keep an eye on who's actually putting their hand up if they know this. This is only for the children.
No, they will unmute. They will unmute and speak.
So they will shout and there will be a noise. So whoever knows it, whoever's hand goes up first, and the answer is right.
I can't see all the hands. I can see only a few hands. Okay, it's all right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, children, are you ready for my question? Have you done your homework on the United Nations? Okay. How many countries are represented in the United Nations today? As of today, how many members?
Yes, Harika.
Go, Harika, go ahead.
193 members, ma'am.
193 is perfectly right. And I will pick up a gift for you from the United States and bring it just for you. Thank you so much, Harika, for doing your homework well. And the rest of our quiz will follow in the weeks to come. Please keep your eyes peeled on Gyan Radio, our WhatsApp page. There are 3 more questions, and whoever wins gets prizes. Remember, it's not just about talking, it's about walking the talk. It's for us to learn every day. So all of you now will put down on the Gyan Radio page, what is your takeaway? What did you learn this morning? It can be a simple thing, something new that you learned, which you will take into the future. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us. And remember, knowledge is power. Sir, we may close. Thank you so much.
I want to take a group picture. Can you all put your videos on?
Everybody put your videos on. Show us your beautiful faces. Sakshini's got a lovely hairband. Wow.
I'm taking this picture.
Smile.
3. Divya, Deepu, Nitesh, Neerav is on, yes. Okay. Also, yes, Nitesh, yes. Nice. Yes, Mr. Gautam. Anvesh, Ravindra.
Colonel Prasad.
Hi, Sarita auntie.
Oh, Sarita aunty's here. So sweet. There, your Tata is there also. See, Colonel Prasad, you can see your grandfather, such a proud grandfather and grandmother. I should tell you, children, many years ago when Rohit was 10 years old,
Okay.
he,
Smile,
he
smile, smile. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
I was telling everybody, when he was 10 years old, Rohit was selected to represent his school at New Delhi for the peace program conducted by the United Nations. And he took his first journey all by himself. And today, Rohit will be very proud that so many little children are here to take his story ahead. Remember, it's all about one life and making a meaning. Yes, isn't it? United Nations unites us this morning. Jai Hind, and have a wonderful life.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good night. And have a good day.
Good night.
And have a good day to those who are having their morning. Thank you so much for being here. And good afternoon, Devjani.
Thank you. Namaskar to all.
Namaste. Thank you so much.